Giordano and Tammy, Bruce, columnist for the Washington Times, president of Independent Women's Voice, and a Fox contributor. Good to see you.
Hi, guys.
Hi. So, what do you make of Trey Gowdy?
Look, I think that the founders intended Congress to be a slow-moving entity. If you wanted excitement, I guess you needed to be Donald Trump and become president instead of a member of Congress. So it is meant to not be full of flame and fire and action and all of that. The president's meant to be a man of action to move that slow-moving entity. Yeah. He's a lawyer. I think that maybe the bench would be more suited for him, or his own law practice. But the fact of the matter is, the other problem is that we have media constantly making celebrities out of some of these individuals, and some of them think their job is to just, pontificate when they should be legislating. We've got 7 more months of the season, and there's only 75 work days scheduled for these individuals. 75 out of 7 months.
Tom, Trey Gowdy headed up the Benghazi committee and couldn't have done a worse job. You're not going to be sorry to see him go, are you?
I would say I am, except I kind of agree with your analysis and Tammy's that over this last year or so, there's been a turn here. I don't know if this is the real Trey Gowdy that we've seen in recent memory, then I'm not sorry to see him go. I like the guy that we saw in the beginning, but I don't understand this kind of turmoil that he's creating here, including telling the president you should testify on that line about if you didn't rob the bank and all. That's pretty
awful.
Silly for a top flight lawyer.
That's right.
Yeah,
Bad
well,
advice.
maybe he really wasn't a top flight lawyer. I mean, I get whiplash trying to pay attention to the guy. He's so schizophrenic on issues. Let me move on to the midterm elections coming up. Take a look at the current control of the House by Republicans. Gives you a picture of how things stand. Tammy, is that going to change dramatically in the midterms?
I think the Republicans are going to be fine. Remember, you see all these generic ballots and those numbers. Every race is a local race, right? Individuals also get battered up in primaries, and so that matters. We hopefully, of course, have some good candidates. I think we do. But the key for these individuals running for the GOP is to run supporting the president. This is not brain surgery. His approval ratings are higher than Obama's were at the same time. He's accomplishing his goals. He's keeping his promises. The American people are happy with the results. They need to run with the president. There should be no confusion there. And we will have a good re-election framework.
Let's put up the other graphic I want to show. And this is, Tammy referred to it as, a generic ballot. And anytime you use the word generic, it's a problem. In this particular case, the problem is acute because there you see Democrats leading 46 to 38%. But, Dom, that doesn't apply, really, to elections in the House of Representatives, which are district by district.
Well, exactly. Now, and I try to keep this in mind where I am in my listening area. We have turmoil in the Republican Party, and a large measure of it is they never brought themselves around to get with the president in a way that fits their district. They just didn't distance. Some of them kind of went on the attack. So Pennsylvania, which is critical, and there's a guy in New Jersey, Tom MacArthur, who does support the president on the tax cut and the like. These are critical races. I think it's possibly in play for the Democrats to take the House. But if Republicans, to Tammy's point, run with the president, if they're energetic in their own races, I don't think that'll happen.
They have to, do they not? I was listening to Ed Rollins not long ago. He said, you really have to state that you will back President Trump's agenda.
Right.
That's right.
Right?
That you have to be specific because the president has made communication specific. You don't have to wonder where President Trump stands.
Right.
And when they hear vacillation or an unclear statement, they immediately are going to place you into a category where they can't trust you. They understand that we won't agree on everything, but we understand also that the president represents dramatic change during a time of war, and we want people to support him. That's the message. This midterm election is the second part of the election of Donald Trump. We are serious about getting on our feet. We've seen the potential. Imagine if we have a little bit more support of the president in Congress, and that's where the Republican base has to come out for.
I do like to look at history because it teaches us something. And historically, the opposition party in a midterm does better than the existing party. So in that vein, Could this be different this midterm, or will history prove us right?
I think, Greg, it'll prove it right, but not in a tsunami election. The thing that's a little bit disturbing to me that I see with my listeners in my area and a bit nationally, Republicans are not doing a very good job yet with the tax cut bill. You saw that woman break down in tears with the president yesterday in West Virginia. They have tons of stories stockpiled out there, and there's just a little bit of not connecting the dots yet. That's the thing to hammer home here. It's tangible. It's real. It's due to the president and the alliance with Congress. Yeah. And
it's
Democrats
policy.
call it even a sugar high or some other wild thing.
It's
the
about
winning
policy.
issue.
This is clear and it's easy. It's policy that is already implemented and it works. And this is where the independents can come over. This is not about even partisanship. This is about decision making and action that will have the future look decent again for the average American family.
All right. Dom Giordano, Tammy Bruce. I know you're anxious to get back to the TV for the Masters highlights, but thank you for stepping aside.
Oh, boy, I am. I love the Masters. Yes.
I love Sergio. Tin Cup. That's his new nickname. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Greg.